Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Liam, and in this tutorial we're going to be talking about how to make cartoon in Photoshop. We're going to be using Dorothy's picture. First thing you need to do is drag in your picture inside Photoshop, or go to File and Open, then select your picture. The tool we are going to be using in this Photoshop is the pen tool. So I made a video on the pen tool, a separate video on the pen tool, so you can check that on the link on the description. So I think the best thing you need to do is unlock the background. So you can left click and select layer from background, then maybe rename the picture, the background as let's say Dorothy. Now as for the pen tool, I'm going to be talking little about the pen tool. Before you start your portrait or your cartoon, you have to zoom in. So let's zoom in the head, because that's where we're going to be starting from. Now when you zoom in the head, just click on your pen tool or press P on your keyboard. Now you can start from anywhere around the head, but we are going to be starting from the forehead. So just click on this part, then come a little further, like any curvy part of the head. Click on this part, then hold down your left click and drag it a little bit. Now go further and click on this part. So just like that, drag, like that, drag. So don't think about the eye for now, just drag, go on like this. If you select somewhere like this and omit this kind of place, you can put your mouse here and hold down Control and drag this back to this kind of part, like this. And now you can continue. Now we are not thinking about the hair, so we are just focusing on the head. So I can decide to select anywhere I want here, because this part is going to be covered by the hair. Now make sure you click on the starting point when you get to the end of it. Just click on this part. Now you have just a line around the face. Now we have to create a new layer so that we don't have our paint over the original image. So just click on this part, new layer. Then you can rename it as head. Now the next thing you need to do is find a suitable color for the head. Make sure it is selected. So click on the this part, then let's use color from the face. So just use the this tool to click on the face and select a perfect part of the face, then click on OK. Now left click, then select fill part, and in this content click on background, foreground. Click on foreground and press OK. Now this color is gonna be on the head. Now after this, you have to turn off the layer of the head and create a new layer. Then we can rename this as let's say eye. Then do the same thing. Make sure you zoom in. Then you can draw out the eyes like this. And switch, click on this switch and fill. Make sure you click on make sure you select the eye, then left click and right click and select fill path, then press OK. And you can continue like that, just on and on, creating new layers and filling them with colors. But something you need to note about the pen tool is that if you select somewhere like this, let's say you want to draw out the eyebrows, you click here, and you don't have to start clicking like this, having so many points. You just have to select the first part like the end and click on this kind of part like this distance, then drag to fit in this part. Now you have to just come to this part and this point and click here. See, I just used 3 points on this this part. So if you want to select, if you want to go further on the eyebrows, if you click here, you have this kind of bent edge and we don't want that. So you can just press delete, click on the starting point and hold your alternate key, and click on this point. Now this alternate deletes the rest part, delete the other part. So once you click this part, just continue like this, click here, then you can click here and drag, then finally click this part. You can use your control key to move this thing around so it fits in a proper way, and your control key to adjust the back and the front. Then make sure you click here and join them together. Then you can fill this with black. Make sure you create another layer for that, then fill with black. I'm going to be doing a time lapse on this, so just sit back and watch. So the first thing we did is drawing out the head. And we make sure we join the two together and fill it with the color. Then we turn off the eye on the head. Then we went further to the eyes, create a new layer for that. Then we fill it with black and went to the other eye, did the same thing, fill it with black on the same layer. So we turn off that layer, eyes, and create a new layer. So this time we want to be doing the white part of the eye, so we have to rename that as white. Turn off the eyes on that. So now we want to go into the nose. So just draw out the outline on the nose. Make sure you zoom in to see clearly what you're doing. So just join the part together. You can draw two parts, then select a proper color for that and fill. Then you can rename that as nose as well, nose line. Now the lips, just draw the two lips together, or if you want to draw each one, you can draw them, but I decided to draw the two lips together and rename it as lip. Now we're going for the eyelashes. The eyelashes is kind of tricky, but you just have to follow along the same way I did it. Join them together, then fill it with black, then rename as eyelashes. Make sure the two sets of eyelashes are on the same layer. Now for the eyebrow, create a new layer for that, and draw it out, then fill it with black. Now you have to draw the ear and fill it with black. Now we have to draw the ear as well. Draw the outline on the ear. Fill it to black. Make sure everything is in a separate layer so you don't have to confuse yourself. Now we group the face. Since we are done with the face, we grouped it into one place. Like, you can just click on all the layer by selecting each one with Ctrl, then press Ctrl G to group, or left click and select group. Now after completing the body, you just have to create a new layer for the dress and fill it with the color. Turn off the hide, which is to hide it. Then the hand, have to do the same thing. You have to leave the fingers first because we're going to be doing that later on. Now the fingers, make sure everything is in a separate layer. Fill it with white. My first attempt was to stroke this, but I removed the stroke back because I don't want too much line on the hand. So I decided to add a shadow for the hand, so I created a new layer for that shadow. Underneath the hand, and I reduce the opacity to 53. Now created a new one and a new layer and rename it as outline, just to get a little bit of line on the hand. So you just have to draw the outline, because this one will be at the top of the body layer. So fill it with black, and this is what we have. Turn on the eyes just to see how your character is flowing. Then you can group this part as the body. Since we've grouped the face and we made a new layer for the body, so we have to group the body. Now we made another layer and rename it outline. So outline, so you have to draw the line of the lips. Now here's what I did in the hair. I went to the outline of the hair where I draw out the hair, and I went into the layer and click on Control, and I left click. This selects the whole hair. Now the next thing I did was to go into the last layer where we have the original picture. Now I just click on Ctrl J to duplicate the hair. Now I have to drag this upward. Now we have the hair on top. So to give it this cartoonish look, just go into your filter and filter gallery and select cutout, then adjust it from here to get the special look. Then if you're satisfied, press OK. Now we have the cartoonish look on the hair.